Daniel Radcliffe says that he's really sad by Harry Potter author J.W. Rowling's past controversial comments that some call anti-trans. The actor says that while his career would not be what it is today without Rowling and Harry Potter, that doesn't mean that he owes the things he truly believes in to someone else for his entire life.
Yes, yes, I'd love to hear it. Joining us now to discuss this topic is Dr. Katie Stewart. I feel like just knowing you personally, you have opinions about this as well.
Oh, do I?
So let's just start right off. Do we actually owe anything
No.
to someone who helps us succeed?
No, and I think, well, let me walk that back a little bit. We owe a thank you.
Of course.
Right? Thank you for all of your help. Thank you for, wherever that put me. But I think this is actually a really dangerous belief that we owe someone and that we owe them for the rest of our lives. And like he's saying, that we owe them some of our strongest, most personal beliefs that feel like identity.
Yeah.
Right.
I cannot get behind this.
So how does that affect us? If we do follow this belief, like we are indebted to the people who gave us our first jobs or our first start in life, like if we feel indebted to them, how does that affect us personally?
So terribly. I think it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it ends up, we are living our lives for someone else.
Yeah.
These are the people who are in my office, at 30, 40, 50, having panic attacks, saying, I don't know why. And then as we dig into things, they're not living in alignment, not only with like what they want, but with who they are.
Yeah.
Because they're functioning under this faulty belief that they have to be a certain way, do certain things because someone else told them so when they were younger.
Right, someone else is the puppeteer, and
That's
they're kind of
right.
just moving for them. Well, does this really affect someone greater when it happens at a younger age, like Daniel Radcliffe?
I absolutely think so. And I've treated some people who were not as famous as Daniel Radcliffe, but got some acclaim young. And it is such a weight to carry. And then what happens is, I'm assuming you guys have inner critics. Not everybody does, but that voice, that voice that just can jump in and say, what are you doing? This isn't what you're supposed to be doing. You are not good enough. And that voice starts young, and then it gets louder and louder. And then when they're not kind of carrying the weight of what other people think and have said they need to be doing, it really, it gets even louder to a point sometimes that can be unmanageable, and then they've completely lost themselves.
Right. Oh my God, and we don't want to live for anyone else.
Because Daniel is obviously a pretty well-known public figure, some people feel like, keep your comments to yourself, just be quiet, live your life.
You're Harry.
You're Harry Potter. But, I think it's important, it's a message that we can all really listen and absorb.
It is, and also I wonder if those people are saying the same things to J.K. Rowling, just throwing that out there.
Correct.
And also I think it's interesting that we think we can tell someone, or not, we don't, but people do. I think especially when they were famous as a child, they're thinking of them as always a child.
Oh yeah.
And you don't get to have an opinion. Yes, they do. You get to grow. You get to experience things. Also, I feel very strongly that if you have a voice, use it.
Yes.
And that's what he's doing to support causes that he believes in, to support people. I mean, what could be better than that?
Absolutely. And I also think it's important to notice when someone's trying to take credit for your hard work.
Right.
Because this very much feels like J.K. Rowling saying, I found Daniel Radcliffe. I made him who he is today.
Right.
And I think that takes away from what an incredible actor Daniel is.
Also, I get it. She wrote the books. They were great. The movies were great. But would a different Harry Potter have done as well? If we're going to go one way, we have to go the other way too when we're talking about this.
Right. Well, I do, there's something to this too. Like, I mean, for anybody doing any job, period, there could be that argument, like, you wouldn't be as successful as you are had I not given you a shot. And I don't know how you break that.
Oh, triggered.
Right? How do you break that thought process for your own self to say, no, I'm this successful because of me?
I think, we have to be, and this can be really hard again because of those inner critics, we have to be objective. Look at our lives. Like, I tell my parents all the time, I am not Katie Stewart without Mike and Karen Stewart being born to them where I was, with the resources we had, the schools I had. But I still did the work.
Absolutely.
Right? As my dad says, yeah, you started on third, but you still got to home on your own, right? And so we have to be able to acknowledge, you helped me, and I did stuff too.
Yeah, right.
And
be aware,
yes.
but also acknowledge yourself in the process.
And I also think it's important to bring that back to parenting as well. I think it's, you know, we had the resources to send you to a great school, but also remember that, again, they finished it. It's them. They showed up. Yes.
Yeah.
So good. I feel like this applies not just in acting, but in real world for everybody.
Do not live for anyone else.
Take credit for your success.
Good stuff. If you're interested in booking a therapy session with Dr. Katie Stewart, we will have more information on our website. Just go to kdka.com/talkpittsburgh.